Yo, Joey here at School of Motion, and welcome to day 11 of 30 Days of After Effects. What we're going to talk about today is part 2 of the tutorial, which includes a Boston Terrier that my good friend Matthew Napa illustrated. Its name is Stedman, by the way. Anyway, what we're gonna do today is animate Stedman, and we're going to talk about the animation principle of follow-through. We're gonna talk about some strategies to use follow-through in After Effects, and then of course, I'm gonna show you an expression that will do it for you. Of course, we can only cover so much in just this one lesson, so if you want a deep dive into animation principles, you're going to wanna check out our animation bootcamp course. Also, don't forget to sign up for a free student account so you can grab the project files from this lesson, as well as assets from any other lesson on the site. Now, without further ado, let's hop into After Effects and get started. Welcome back to the room. So in this video, as I said, I'm going to show you guys how to animate the dog that goes in this room. By the way, the dog's name is Stedman, illustrated by the brilliant Matthew Napa, also the haunted Matthew Napa. If you guys like the way this dog looks, go to mattnabo.com, mattnabo.com, and check out his illustrations. The man has such a unique way of drawing things. It's amazing. He's also a big Neverending Story fan. So, here we go. We've got this cool kind of 3D room that we made from the last tutorial, and we've got a nice little camera move going. And so what I want to show you is how you get this dog to animate and do something interesting, and maybe just a way to think about animation. And then, of course, I'm going to show you a little trick, too. So why don't we start out by hiding all the stuff we don't really care about right now. I'm going to go into full res here. By the way, the hotkey to go into full res is Command-J. A lot of people don't know that. So we've got our dog in the speech bubble. I'm going to hide the speech bubble for now. I went into Illustrator and I separated all this stuff out into layers so it'd be easier to work with. And actually, I don't even want to see these layers right now. So I'm going to select all of them and I'm going to shy them so I don't have to worry about them. All right, cool. So we've got the head and the body. And, essentially what I want to do is have the head kind of like turn back and forth and have the ears follow and just have it feel pretty good. So I'm going to click on the head layer and I'm going to move the anchor point. So you hold, you hit Y, which brings up this tool called the pan behind tool or the anchor point tool. And then you can click the anchor point and move it about where the dog's neck is, maybe right in there. And just to check it, if I rotate this head on Z, look at that. Rotates back and forth. That's wonderful. Now here, let me put a quick rotation on there, okay? So why don't we go forward a few frames, put a keyframe on Z, and let's just have it, 12 frames. It's gonna go like this, right? There you go. All right, so here's a quick little recap for you. Why does this look like crap? Okay. There's many reasons. There's no easing. There's no anticipation. There's no overshoot. There's none of the hallmarks of good animation, right? I'm telling you, this is the kind of stuff that really makes you seem like a pro, like you know what you're doing, is when you understand animation principles and you know how to apply them. All right, so first things first, I'd say 100 out of 100 times I don't ever leave linear keyframes unless I make them easy ease and then make them back to linear because there's some reason. Most of the time, keyframes should be set to easy ease and then go into your curve editor, right? And massage those curves, make them look nice. All right, but here, let's just take a look at this. That's better. It's a little more natural, okay? But it still just seems kind of stiff. It's still not working for me. So one thing you can do to help that, instead of just having the movement just start like this, right? It just kind of goes. Go back a couple of frames and have it first anticipate, right? So let's go back a couple of frames and the head turns counterclockwise. So let's have it turn clockwise just a little bit, right? And it just kind of helps it, like, I don't know, I may even want to do a little bit more. Oh, and I'll tell you what, I did this backwards too. Let me delete that keyframe. Back 2 frames. And just copy and paste this keyframe. And now go back to the original keyframe and have it go clockwise. There we go. So you see now how it kind of like, imagine the dog making a noise like this. Right? Now it's working a little better. It's not working perfectly though, and that's because even though the actual motion kind of works, the timing of the motion doesn't work, right? Before we mess with the timing, there's one other thing that can help this, right? So you've got a little kind of preceding movement called an anticipation, and then you go back like this. And let's have it kind of go a little too far, like, that this dog has a big fat head and it turns, and once it gets turning, it kind of can't slow it down fast enough, so it kind of goes too far this way. But then, let's go 3 frames forward, then it kind of comes back, and that's kind of where it lands, right? Cool, so that's better. It still feels very stiff, though. It just doesn't feel good. And this is where you got to get in that animation curve editor, right? Watch the intro to animation curves and After Effects video if you're not comfortable with this. And I'm not going to get too far. I'm not going to really go crazy and hammer you guys right now with exactly why I'm doing this. But, essentially, I want this dog's head to feel like it weighs a little bit more. So I'm messing with the animation curves to get that feel. By the way, if anyone is really interested in learning how these animation curves work, let me know, because I don't know if anyone actually cares or if you guys really would like to understand this better, all right? So let me just get this motion to feel a little bit better. I just want it to happen a little faster. So I'm going to move this keyframe up 1. I'm going to move this keyframe back a couple. And then I'm going to come into my curve editor, and I'm really going to pull these 2 curves. So now, there we go. That feels a little better. Let me move this keyframe over 1. Yeah, that feels good to me, okay? And I could tweak it more, but we're going to say that that's good for now. Now, with a movement like that, okay, that feels okay, but it just still feels kind of loosey-goosey, right? It's just like the whole head just moves as one unit, and there's no weight to anything. And this is a rabbit hole you can go down, but I like to try and add a little bit of what is called follow-through. I have another video actually called Introduction to Follow-Through, but this video, I'm just going to show you what follow-through means in terms of a Boston Terrier, okay? So if a dog turns his head like this, what would happen, right? The jowls would kind of jiggle and some other things would happen, but the main thing you'd notice is the ears kind of leaning a little bit, right? Kind of following the head like with inertia. So what I need to do is first I got to separate the ears out. So, I didn't do that in Illustrator. So we're just going to do that real quick in After Effects. What I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate the head, and I'm going to call this ear -L. So this will be the left ear, and I'm just going to zoom in. And anytime something's got to rotate like this, it kind of helps if you keep the transition point, right? Like if you keep this edge a little bit rounded like that, that will help kind of blend the 2 shapes together. And then I'm going to duplicate the head one more time, and I'm going to call this ear dash, not Earl. I'm going to call it ear -R, and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to kind of draw like a rounded mask like this, and there's the ear. All right, now let's put the anchor points in the right spot. So I'm going to hit the Y key, and I'm going to move the anchor point for the right ear right about there, okay, where the ear rotates from, and then the left ear is there, right? And you're thinking in terms of where's that ear actually attached to the head. Okay, then I want to click on these 2 layers and hit U. I don't want these keyframes on there, okay? I want no keyframes on there at the moment. And then I want to parent those 2 layers to the head, right? So now they'll move with the head. And the last thing I want to do, let me turn these layers off for a minute. I don't want the ears on the original head layer. All right, so an easy thing to do is click one of these layers and hit M. It'll bring up the masks. Click on mask 1 and copy it and paste it onto the head. Hit M again, and it'll show you this mask. Let's rename this 01, and instead of add, let's set it to subtract. Okay, then I'm going to do the same thing on ear -R. I'm going to copy the mask, paste it onto the head, hit M. Let's name this 02, and subtract. Okay, so now we've got the ears separated from the heads, and you see these silly little 1 pixel lines here. Well, that's going to get even worse when I actually start rotating these ears, right? If I rotate this ear, that doesn't look good at all. So what you also need to do, there's a couple ways to do this. One, I could sort of reshape these masks on the head to bring back some of the ear that I'm cutting off, right? To leave like a little overlap between them. But maybe an easier way to do it, because this is such a simple, flat shaded thing, I'm just gonna make a new layer. I'm gonna pick whip and make sure I use the exact same color. I'm just gonna call this cover, right? And I've just got this black solid layer behind the head. I'm going to turn it into an adjustment layer just temporarily so it hides it. And then I'm going to use my pen tool. And I'm just going to sort of draw a little shape like this. And all I'm trying to do is add a little bit of a rounded shape behind those ears so that when the ears rotate, you don't see this like, you don't see empty space behind it. Now I'll take that adjustment switch off. Right now you can't tell there's anything there, but when I rotate the ears, it's going to work a little better. And you're still going to get a little bit of like a cutout. So, a good thing to do whenever you're doing something like this is first rotate the ear and then adjust the mask on the ear and try to make it look good, okay? And just do the best you can. All right? And now rotate it the other direction. Right, and adjust the mask, do the best you can, right? And it's not going to be perfect, but that's okay, right? And so now you've got a little bit more of leeway, right? And you got to watch out for stuff like this. This point here might intersect one of those spots, so I might just move it up a little bit, and I'm going to zero that out, okay? So I fixed that ear. Let's do the other one. Rotate a little bit. This is sort of a standard thing you do with any kind of rig that you make, even in a 3D program. You move layers into extreme positions so that you can see where the rig kind of shows you, the ugliness, and then you fix it. All right, so there you go. And I'll move this point so it doesn't hit these dots. All right, so we've got our ears. Now, here's the easy way to do follow through, okay? And again, follow through is, think of it like inertia. The ears are going to keep moving. The easy way is to do this. First, make sure everything's parented correctly, right? So you got the ears parented to the head. This cover layer needs to be parented to the head also. And then the head needs to be parented to the body. All right. And if you don't know about parenting, I don't know if I have a tutorial about that, but that is something you can Google. That's pretty simple. All right. So we've got the head, and let's just check it. It rotates, everything moves with it. Fantastic. This is how easy follow through can be. If you just copy all of these keyframes, boom. All right, make sure your playhead is lined up right on those, and then just paste that onto both of the ears, right? And so here's what this does, right? You see how they kind of move with the head? And it looks better, but that's not follow through. Follow through actually it's kind of a lag between different parts of the object. So when the head turns, the ears don't turn right away. And when the head finishes turning, the ears don't finish turning right away. It takes a minute. So I'm going to grab all these keyframes. I'm just going to move them forward 2 frames. That's follow through right there. Okay. And you see how all of a sudden the whole thing has a lot more life. It's kind of cute. Feels good. That's follow through. So now we want to animate another head turn, okay? And this is where I want to show you guys a little trick. This is really cool. If I'm animating the head and I'm tweaking animation curves and I'm trying to get it to feel exactly the way I want, every time I change it, I'm going to have to copy keyframes to the ears and move things around. There's actually a little shortcut, okay? Here's what I'm going to do. And of course, it's an expression. I know I should probably get an expression tattooed on my body somewhere because I use them so much. What I want to do is I basically want each ear to mimic the rotation of the head, but like -2 frames. Okay, so 2 frames later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an expression on Z rotation. Now first, watch this. If I just put an expression on Z rotation, hold Option, click the Z rotation stopwatch, and I pick whip from here to here, okay? If I do that, it just mimics it, okay? You can see that this is -20, this is -20. All right, and what I can do, though, is I can add a little bit to this, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to add, and this is sort of common After Effects expression notation here, you can add two expressions by adding a period. So I'm gonna add a period, and I'm gonna add a little function called value at time, spelled just the way I'm spelling it. Okay, and then in parentheses, the time you want to look at. And this is named very clearly. I want to look at this comp, the layer called head, the transform property called zerotation, and the value at time minus, and let's say, I don't know, 3 frames. Okay. Now I mentioned this in another tutorial, but when you are writing an expression and you're referencing time, you may want to say time minus 3 frames, just like that. But expressions don't work in frames, they work in seconds. So if you want it to be 3 frames, you actually need to write in parentheses 3 divided by 24, because we're working at 24 frames a second. 3 frames divided by 24 frames a second, that's the correct number to use. I hope that makes sense. All right, and now I need to close the parentheses out, put a semicolon, and hit return, okay? And now, if you look at this, okay, you can see that now the values are different, right? If we go to this first keyframe, and this starts moving, right? Zerotation is 2.3, but this is still 0 because it's looking backwards 3 frames. If I play this and you just look at this year, because that's the only year that has the expression on it, all it's doing is it's doing the exact same motion as the head, just 3 frames later. That's it. I'm gonna copy, I'm just gonna select zerotation, copy, paste it onto this, and there you go. And now both ears are gonna follow whatever that head does, minus 3 frames. It's awesome. I could very easily make this expression a lot more complicated and add controls. So you had a slider that would actually set the delay, and then maybe a multiplier to multiply it so it doesn't rotate as much. I'm trying to keep this a little bit simpler. So we're gonna leave it there, okay? And then what's cool is then you can just do this, do another motion. Put a keyframe, maybe go forward a couple frames, maybe 3 frames this time, and we're gonna anticipate this way. We're gonna jump forward, have the head rotate back, but it's gonna overshoot. It's gonna go a little too far, 3 frames, and then it's gonna come back here, okay? And we're gonna select those keyframes, go into the curves editor, click our little fit graph to view, and actually I wanna click this button, fit selection to view. Let's turn off our transform box and let's just adjust these curves. So again, the head should feel like it has some mass to it, okay? And let's jump out of the curves editor, come back here, take a look at that. All right, and the ears will automatically follow through for you, okay? You can see the masks aren't perfect. You're kind of getting some little jaggy edges there. Normally the anal retentive in me would fix that. But I just want to show you guys how you can get automatic follow through in the ears. And I think hopefully this is demonstrating that. I want to show you guys a few more tricks, before this tutorial ends. One thing that I like to do a lot, if the head's doing one thing and the ears are doing one thing, I might want to add like a little bit of a secondary motion to this, right? Just to give it a little more life, especially when you're using a 2D piece of artwork like this and you don't have it all broken up into legs and it's not rigged and you don't have joints. And so you really have to just do a lot of faking to give the animation life. But you can still use the principle of follow through. So what I mean by that is have a motion sort of precede this motion, right? What we have is the head rotating followed by the ears rotating. Well, what if something preceded the head rotating? For example, we could grab the body. Let's move the anchor point down here to the foot, okay? Because that's where the dog is standing. And I'm gonna open up the scale property. And for now, I'm gonna line the scale keyframes up with the rotation keyframes, just to make sure it's happening at the same speed. So I'm gonna put a keyframe here. I'm gonna move forward and I'm gonna unlink the properties, the XYZ, and let's have that dog shrink down a little bit. Then I'm gonna go forward to this keyframe. By the way, J and K, also very useful keyboard shortcuts, jumps between keyframes. So it shrinks, then it scales up, okay? It kind of overshoots, and then it comes back down, right? And I'm actually gonna have it overshoot a little bit on the way down too. Just cause, and then it's gonna go back to 100. Let's select all these keyframes, easy ease them, hop into our handy dandy animation graph. and make sure that this really feels like there's some mass behind it. And let's see. All right, and now let's set our out point here. Take a look. Okay, so that's kind of nice, right? It's not bad, but it's gonna really help sell that animation if I maybe move these back 3 frames, right? So now it feels like the scale is kind of helping the dog get momentum to turn its head, which in turn is helping the ears turn, right? And that's what follow through is. It's sort of a chain of motion traveling through whatever object is moving. All right. And it's pretty simple. And you can use an expression to kind of automate pieces of it, right? An ear or a tail or something else. But really it's just sort of, preceding or continuing motion. And that's about it. And what's cool is now that I've got that scale set up, I could just come up here to the next head turn and go back 3 frames and just copy and paste those keyframes. Beautiful, right? So now I've got the dog doing 2 nice little moves. Okay, and for the animation that you guys saw in the beginning of this demo, let me unshy all my layers. All I did was I kind of did the same thing to all of these. I parented, like the hello words to the bubble to this dot to this dot, this dot to this dot, all these little dots to the bubble, and I offset everything and just did follow through with it. And that's basically it. And so the last thing I'll show you, because the tutorial, let's check the time. Look at that, 20 minutes already. The last thing I want to show you is I just kind of want to, get you guys used to seeing how fast you can do things, because when you have a bunch of layers like this, and by the way, this isn't a ton of layers, but it is, it's a good amount. You've got 20 layers here. You can very easily talk yourself out of doing things that might look really cool because they're going to take a long time to set up, okay? And I've fallen victim to that. I understand it, but I want that same sort of that kind of overlapping animation with follow through. I want the same kind of thing for the speech bubble and all those little dots, okay? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hide the dog, right? I'm going to visually simplify it. And what I want to do is first just parent things correctly. Okay, so this is the first dot. That's the very first one that should actually pop out. So I'm going to move that to the bottom. All right, and then this orange dot here, I'm guessing that's B1 and B3. Those should be next. And I'm just trying to visually help myself out here. The speech bubble, that's the big kind of teal speech bubble. Here's the hello layer. And then all of these dots are just sort of the dots that are sprinkled throughout that. Okay, so let's parent these things together correctly. Hello, parented to speech bubble. Speech bubble, parented, let's parent it to this orange dot, which is B1, okay? Cool. All these little dots can be parented to the speech bubble. Right? B3 should be parented to this black dot, which is B2. And B1 should be parented to B2, and B2 should be parented to the head. Okay? When you're doing follow through, you need to have whatever is going to actually be doing the follow through parented to the initial thing that's creating the motion. Otherwise, it's not as easy to get that motion to work right. All right, so here's the trick, right? So you can already see that things are parented to the head, but let's not worry about that at the moment. All right, I'm going to try and show you guys a very fast way to do this, okay? So here's what we're going to do. Let's figure out where we want that speech bubble to open up, okay? So it goes like this, and then right there, that's where we want it to open. We don't want it to open like, that. It's all kind of funkily rotated. Let me turn the dog on for 1 second. Let's just set up the position of this thing, right? Everything in this speech bubble chain is parented to B2. So I'm going to rotate B2 back up like this. And I'm going to move it where I want it. Let's say right there like that, okay? And let's rotate it kind of like that. Cool, lovely, right? I kind of like that. The dog is angled this way, and this is angled kind of against it. It feels good. Excellent. Okay, so what we need to do is I'm going to select all these layers, all right? And I'm going to hit the left bracket, and that's going to line them all up for me. Then I know I'm going to want to animate them on scale, so I hit Option S. I'm going to want to animate them on rotation, so I hit Option R. right? But I don't want all those rotations, so let me hit undo for a minute. I only want Z rotation. So what I'm gonna do is I'm first gonna hit the tilde key. I'm gonna make sure my mouse is over the timeline and hit tilde, so it's gonna scale just my timeline up temporarily. And I'm gonna hold space bar and I'm gonna use my hand icon to kind of move down. And I'm gonna select all of my speech bubble layers, come back up here in the search box. I'm gonna type Z, I'm gonna start typing Z rotation. Doing that, it's gonna just reveal Z rotation for me. Select it and activate animation on all of them, okay? So just trying to show you guys some shortcuts. Next thing I wanna do is have it animate on Y position. So if I hit P on all of these, you can see that the position property, it's still all linked together, X, Y, and Z, and I don't like that. So now I'm gonna click in this little area right here where there's nothing, and I'm gonna click and drag so I can get all the positions. And then I'm gonna control click those and say separate dimension. Then with everything selected, I'm gonna come up to the search box and start typing Y position. So now it automatically hides everything except Y position. I can hit the stopwatch for it. I can then hit U and I can see all of my properties, right? Y position, scale, and Z rotation have all been keyframed for me. All right. Now, what do I want to do? I want to basically do the same thing. I want this thing to maybe start rotated down here and swing up this way and then overshoot a little bit and bounce back. Okay. So to do that, let me get out of my graph editor mode. Let's go forward 10 frames, right? Maybe 12. And then I'm just gonna click up here and drag my mouse right down this line like this, hold space bar, drag up, and then put keyframes there. Then I'm gonna go forward 4 keyframes. I'm gonna do the same thing backwards, okay? So just really quickly adding keyframes here, getting it all set up nice. I'm gonna then go down and select every keyframe, and I'm gonna hit F9, so they're easy eased, okay? Then I'm gonna go into my graph editor, okay? And actually, before I do that, let's think about the initial value of this thing, okay? What I'm gonna wanna do is, I'm gonna want to, let me think about this for a minute. I'm gonna want all of the Z rotations to be, here we go. I'm gonna want the Z rotation of all these to kind of rotate this thing down at the beginning, so clockwise. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select all these layers again. All right, here's a cool keyboard shortcut for you. Command A selects everything. Shift tilde will close everything down for you. So that way I can quickly just grab the layers I want. And I'm gonna make them all a different color so it's easy to see what's what. And then I'm gonna go up to the search box and hit Z, start to type in Z rotation so that I can just grab my Z rotations like this. And on that first keyframe right here, I'm just gonna select every layer and I just want the Z rotations to change, okay? And now if I hit tilde again, I can kind of see what I'm doing, okay? And I just want it to kind of be like that, okay? And then on this frame, I want it to overshoot a little bit, okay? Cool, so then let's come back here. Let's hit S on these now. I want them all to start scaled at 0. Okay, let's go to the next keyframe. I want them all to overshoot a little bit. Okay, let's come back. Let's start type in Y position. Okay, I want all of them to start a little bit lower and then overshoot a little bit. Okay, so just like that, with all those things selected, I've set all the keyframes. Now let's go into the graph editor. So I'm gonna hit tilde so I have more room. Select all my layers. I'm gonna hit the X here in the search box, get rid of that. Hit U on all of these so I can see every single property. That's probably gonna give me trouble, but let's take a look. If I select everything and go into the graph editor, what a mess. So let's not do it that way. Let's hit R. So we just see the rotations, okay? I'm just gonna select all of the rotations like this. I'm just holding shift and clicking and dragging a box. And what that's letting me do is it's letting me just select all the rotations. And so now I can really easily see in my graph editor, these are all my rotation curves and I can select them and edit them all at the same time. Okay. So if I don't want any easing out of that first keyframe, I can just select everything and change it. All right. And I think that is how I want to do it. Then I'm going to hit S. select all the scales. All right, I'm gonna click this button here so I can zoom in. Let's do the same thing. Select all the keyframes, point that up so there's no E's. I screwed these up, so I'm gonna select them all and hit F9. All right, come here. And because I have so many selected, it's giving me a little lag, so that's why I keep screwing it up. There we go. And then the last thing is the position, so I'm gonna hit P and select all these. Now the problem is when you select more properties than you need, you're gonna see graphs that you don't want to see. So actually what I should probably do is select all the layers, start typing in Y position, and then I can just select all the Y positions like that. All right, and then I'll do the same thing. Select the beginning here, move these down, grab this, pull this out. By the way, this is why I really prefer to use the curves editor. I'm not a huge fan of scripts and plugins that try to make you not do this, because this is how you know how things are moving. This is the only way to really understand what the motion is that's happening. All right, let's take a look at this. Okay. Do a little RAM preview here. Okay. So the dog turns its head again, and this nice little animation pops out. But there's no follow through because it's all happening at the same time. Okay. And so now you've got all these layers, and there's not that many, but sometimes you might have hundreds of layers that you want to do this to. And I want them all offset by 2 frames. There's a really simple trick to do that. What you do is you select all the layers that you want to overlap. And I'm going to hold Option. First, I'm going to go forward 2 frames, 1, 2. Then I'm going to hold Option and hit the right bracket. All that does is it moves the out point of all the layers. So now this layer is only 3 frames long. Okay, 1, 2, 3. If I want them to overlap by 2 frames, it actually needs to be 2 frames long. So let me jump forward 1 frame, hit Option, right bracket. Now it's only 2 frames long. Okay. Then, this is important. You need to select the layers in the order you want them sequenced. I want B2 to pop out first. So I'm going to select that first and then Shift select hello. So it selects in this order. Next step is you go up to Animation, Keyframe Assistant, Sequence Layers. Okay. And you leave overlap off, and when you hit OK, it sequences them for you. All right. It's like this little known thing in After Effects. It's super handy. And then I can just go to the end of my comp, hold Option and click that and hit the right bracket again. And now it sends the out points all the way to the end. So now all the layers exist all the way to the end. And now you've got follow through all the way through. Now, these little dots that are supposed to be showing up inside the speech bubble but are actually underneath it, I want those to happen after the speech bubble actually appears. So now I can go in and manually tweak it, but I didn't have to do all that setup, okay? And I'm going to kind of scrub through, figure out where I want those dots to start appearing, and then we'll just RAM preview that little part and see what we got. But hopefully... And it looks okay. I'm not like totally in love with it. I would probably speed up a lot of that animation. It feels a little bit slow. But what I would definitely do is try to figure out when I want that speech bubble to pop out, which is probably right when the dog starts to move into its second movement. So we'll scoot that over like that, move these out points. And I want it to feel like the dog's movement is kind of triggering that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. But I want it to have follow through, which means it should be delayed. So I'm going to nudge these I'm going to nudge these layers forward, maybe 2, 3, 4 frames. Easy way to do that. Hold Option, page down, and just nudge it a few frames, right? Maybe a few more, right? So I want it to feel kind of like it's throwing that thought bubble out of its head with the momentum there, okay? Let's try a few more frames. Yeah, it's starting to feel nice, okay? So we've got a lot of follow through in this animation. Some of it is automated by expressions. Some of it is hand keyframed. And then for the speech bubble with all these, different pieces in it, we used a cool trick in After Effects to sequence everything for us. And we used the search bar to make it really easy to put keyframes on everything at the same time. So I tried to jam pack this tutorial for you guys to hopefully show you a lot of different ways and tricks of of making your animations feel better and save you some time. Once you're done, it's literally, you take your layer and you adjust your anchor point so that it's on the foot of the dog. Make it a 3D layer, parent it to your null, and just like I showed you in the last video, you set the position of the dog to 50, 50, 0. One thing I did forget to do, by the way, is select all these layers and turn on continuously rasterize. They are all 3D layers already, but if I have this button on now, I can go back in here and hit the button here, and now my dog won't get pixelated. All right, so that's a very important step too. And then we'll just scale that dog down, and we need to move him a little bit. I think he needs to be a little bit closer to the camera, but there you go. Now the dog is in the room, and I can't see the hello, which is a shame. So let me scale him down a little bit like that. But there you go. There is Stedman in his 3D room with some personality and some follow through. If you look at the Photoshop file, there were some other nice details like a little shaft of light. I added a shadow to him. But you guys can take this as far as you want to. I hope you really learned some cool techniques. This is just an example of using After Effects in a way that, I don't know, I haven't seen too many people use it this way. And maybe it's just, the people I hang out with, but, I think the combination of Cineware and a few expressions and just understanding some animation principles, very quickly you can get something pretty cool and interesting looking like this. It also helps if you have a friend who can draw really interesting looking dogs. But I hope everyone enjoyed this. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time on 30 Days of After Effects. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about the animation principle of follow through and how it can really help bring your animations to life. And remember, check out our animation bootcamp course if you want an in-depth, interactive learning experience focused on the principles of animation. You'll get weeks of intense training along with access to podcasts featuring industry leaders, critiques from our amazing teaching assistants, tons of project files for you to pick apart, and a whole new network of motion designers from all over the world for you to learn and grow with. That's it. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.